What Tony Robbins reveals about his life when he was broke and homeless will shock you.
I go in there and convince somebody. I walked in, I looked for somebody who looked persuadable. And there's this kind-looking woman, kind eyes. I thought, she'll understand. So I walked up to her with all the energy I had, shook her hand, probably shook it off, and said, I'm Tony Robbins. I'm here today to borrow $1,200. I don't want that money for to repair something. I don't want it for a vacation. I want it so I can attend a seminar. And she had this weird look on her face, like I'm not getting through to her. And she said, okay, young man, well, let me see your application, settle down. And she goes, I appreciate your intensity and passion. And so she's reading it and she sees my address is on Citrus Avenue. It's a commercial street that goes through 4 cities. There's no apartments on it. So she says, Citrus Avenue. She said, where's your apartment on Citrus Avenue? I said, well, I don't really have an apartment. I have kind of a mobile home. She said, a mobile home? So I told her the truth. I'm sleeping in my car at 24 hours between Denny's and 7-Eleven. They don't make me move. I talk to the mailman. He gives me my mail because he understands what I'm going through. So if you send it there, I'll get it. And her eyes are getting like this. And then she says, so you want the bank to loan you money and we'll send the bill to the 7-Eleven and you'll be in your mobile car sleeping? She goes, and then she goes, and you're 17 years old. I said, what does that matter? She goes, you can't sign a contract till you're 18. I said, I'll be 18 soon. She said, how soon? I said, how soon do I have to be 18? I said, I'll be 18 in 2 weeks. She goes, well, you probably that. I just don't think the bank's going to loan it to you. I was like, no, you understand. I got to do this. I got even more passionate. And she said, listen. And she looked at me and she said, you're serious about this, aren't you? I said, as serious as a heart attack. I'm going to use everything I learned. I'm going to do all these things. And she said, I've never met anybody quite like you. She said, if you look me in the eye and swear to me, I will never have to come looking for you because I'm not going to 7-Eleven or Denny's. I will do everything I can to get the bank to help you. But if they won't, I'll loan you the money. But you better take this seriously. And I jumped across the desk and kissed her. She wasn't ready for that stuff. And I said, I always tell people you gave my start. And that's why I've always told the story. And her name was Mrs. Williams. And she got the bank to loan me the money, though. She didn't have to do it. I don't know how she did. Maybe she co-signed. I don't know. But I took $1,200, which makes me emotional even now remembering it. And all the money in the world is more expensive than the car I was sleeping in, right?